I found myself wandering through an antique shop a while back with my wife, Carolyn. It's not my favorite thing to do, but not a problem since she was having enough fun for both of us. My mind was about to implode when I suddenly saw something that set me back a bit. It was a somewhat nondescript piece of sheet music featuring a drawing of a young woman on its cover. That's standard enough, but it was the title of the song that struck me. For every boy who's on the level, there's a girl who's on the square. I thought, you gotta be kidding me. Closer inspection confirmed the title. It turns out this was a popular song in the 1920s with lyrics and music by Harry Pease, Edward G. Nelson, and Gilbert Dodge. Now, I suppose it could be a coincidence, but face it, one or all of those guys was a Freemason. None of them have a listing in Denslow's 10,000 Famous Freemasons, however, and I can't otherwise confirm any link to the fraternity. Edward G. Nelson, who lived from 1885 to 1969, was an early 20th century songwriter with credits in several movies and television shows, most recently a rendition of his composition Pretty Kitty Kelly in a 2010 episode of HBO's Boardwalk Empire. Dodge was also a composer of the same period who primarily worked with Nelson. Pease was the lyricist in the group. The words don't have much to do with Freemasonry. It goes something like this. I was a pal to my daddy, and Dad was a pal to me. This is the story he told me one day, and it lingers through my memory. For every boy who's on the level, there's a girl who's just the same. When you gamble with a heart, remember from the start, it always pays to play an honest game. Everyone was meant for someone, and they'll meet that someone sometime, somewhere. For every boy who's on the level, there's a girl who's on the square. Perhaps the song title speaks to a greater prevalence of Masonry in society in the 1920s. It may be that people in general back then would recognize its Masonic connection, or maybe it reflects the fact that Masons of the era comprised a larger percentage of the population. Today, the song's title might only have significance to our brothers. I have a feeling the origin of the terms on the level and on the square was more familiar to people a century ago than today. Perhaps a century or so from now, people looking back at our time will have lost the connections in our cultural references to Star Wars, James Bond, and countless internet memes in the same manner. For the Whence Came You podcast, this is Steve Harrison with the Masonic Minute, and I'll leave you with the song in all its glory. One verse, that is. That may be all you can stand. Enjoy.
My daddy, and Dad was a pal to me. This is the story he told me one day, and it lingers through my memory. For every boy who's on the level, there's a girl who's just the same. When you gamble with a heart, remember from the start, it always pays to play an honest game. Everyone was meant for someone, and they'll meet that someone sometime, somewhere.